Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and the Whispers of the Old Gods has come out as a new expansion for Hearthstone, which means I need to make new decks both for the new standard play and the new wild play. I'm not sure which one is actually new, come to think of it. I guess wild was the old way of playing and standard's the new way of playing, since standard banned some cards and before no cards were really banned. Uh, so I've gone through the entire list here, and now I just need to make a warrior deck. So let's make a standard warrior deck for this recording, and we will make a wild warrior deck in the next recording. So here we go. I have my Hearthstone deck tracker app running. This will show you what my old warrior deck is, and I imagine right now I really haven't thought about the warrior too much, so I think I would. I'm gonna have to look at the cards to see if anything's gonna change too much. Well, I'm not gonna use these classic warrior recipe or the Reno Jackson warrior recipe. Notice that the Reno Jackson warrior recipe is just like one of each card because that's how you trigger Reno Jackson. You fully heal your deck if you have Reno Jackson. If you were gonna play Reno Jackson, I will say you should play Elsie or yeah, I think it's Elsie Starseeker. She's not listed here because she will give you the map to the Golden Monkey, and then if you draw the map to the Golden Monkey, you will uh, put the Golden Monkey in your deck and then draw another card. And then if you play the Golden Monkey, it's a long, complicated process here. You replace every single card in your deck with a legendary. And then Reno Jackson is a legendary, so he would be one of them. And because you can only have one of that one legendary in your deck, that means Reno Jackson will always work. So instead of playing Reno Jackson or having that in your deck, I kind of say have Elsie Starseeker in your deck, but in all honesty, probably don't have either. They're both not as useful as you may think or as much as people play it. And then Serve the Old Gods is a Cthulhu deck somewhat, and I still have yet to find a Cthulhu deck that really makes any sense. Well, the hero ability of the uh, warrior is to gain armor, so maybe that would keep you alive long enough to get to the 10th turn to play Cthulhu. I don't know, that's an interesting thought at least. But I seriously doubt I'm gonna make a third Cthulhu deck. I've already made two and they have felt very, very unlikely to win. The question is, what are the new Whispers of the Old Gods cards? Deal 1 damage if the minion survives, summon a 1-2, a 2-2 slime. Alright, that'll probably be helpful. Equip a 1-3 rusty hook with a pirate. Interesting. A Whispers of the Old Gods pirate. I'll take it. Whirlwind is deal 1 damage to all minions. Upgrade maybe. Inner Rage maybe. Let's see. Does double damage. This doubles the all damage dealt to your hero instead of from your hero. This is a card that will get banned in the next round of banning things for standard play, and it's really kind of necessary because there is a card that gives each player a random weapon. There is a small chance that you would get this weapon through no actions of your own, and then all damage dealt to your hero would be doubled, and you could easily get defeated with something that would normally only do 15 damage would all of a sudden do like 30 to the face and defeat you on the first attack to your face, which is not something you'd want. Now, there is an armor strategy you could try to employ. Unfortunately, I feel like I'm kind of missing a lot of those cards. The that you would need to do that. Shield Smash in particular is one I think you need. So I'm kind of just building the deck I already have right now. Let's see. Bash isn't one. Let's see. Come at me, bro. That's what it says. Interesting. I don't know if I need the sparring partner or not. I'll take him. That's 15 cards and only like one of them is a new one. Let's see, deal 1 damage to all other minions. This is a Whisper of the Old Gods card, so I'll take that. Give you a weapon plus 1 attack. Nope. This is a Whisper of the Gods. If you control a pirate, give your weapon +1/+1. I guess I'll take that. So there's a couple pirate things here. Feels like you should make a pirate deck. Is that what I'm gonna end up doing? I've already made a pirate deck, but there's no rule saying I can't make 2. Charge minions have +1 attack. This is actually a card that's been changed, and it's uncraftable. It's an uncraftable basic card. It used to give all minions with 2 attack or less charge, and instead it's working the opposite way. That wasn't in one of the recent nerfs. That is an older nerf. That happened whenever it takes damage, deal 2. I think you play that. Taunt within a range of 3 attack, definitely play that. So I'm going for an enraged deck here, if you haven't figured that out yet. Or, I mean, obviously some people won't have figured that out because they may have never seen anybody play Hearthstone before. This could be your first video, and if it is, welcome, and I shouldn't be so assuming. If your Cthulhu has at least 10 attack, gain 10 armor. That could be an amazing card if you had Shield Slam. When you draw this, deal 1 damage to everybody. Attacking a minion costs 1 attack instead of durability. This gives you a 1/1 Scarabs. Alright. So I want to type in Enrage. First, let's see what we could throw in here. Enrage, Wind Fury +1, Enrage 3 attack, Enrage +2 attack from this new card, Enrage from this. Let's see. I'll go ahead and take this out, put this one in. The Torn Warrior. Who do I want to get rid of? I still need to get a Berserker in here, and so I'll get rid of Upgrade for that. So that's the Enrage cards. Now I need Berserker. Burrs. Let's see if that works. Whenever minion takes damage, gain 1 attack. Yeah, that's 1 card I need. So this one deals 1 damage, this one deals 1 damage and gives a +2. It's different things. Take out the Armor Smith, I guess. And this one is the last one, the most important, the Guru Bashi Berserker. Let's see, Axe Slinger I guess is gonna go away instead of that. Is that what I want? Well, there's a couple of cards here that focus around pirates. And I probably need to take those out because that's silly to keep them in. Because it's just gonna, if I played this one, it'd give me a 1-3, and then I played this, it would give me a 2-4. It's not really worth it. So we'll take those two out. I could see a pirate deck here, but not right now. And so then we need to see what cards I can put back in. 2 to your weapon, not necessary. Angry Chicken, you'd have to give it a health boost before that would ever work. Alright. Your charge minions have +1 attack. None of my characters are charge. So, Axe Flinger. Again. Suppose I could do charge. What's our curve here? We'll take 2 of those. So we have something really late game. And then we could do that. We could do that. But I think what we're gonna do is just Axe Flinger. So it feels like there's 4 different ways you could do it. You could build with the warrior. It seems like a slightly more than average flexible card. You can try to build up your armor. You can try for berserker and rages like I'm doing. You can do pirate decks. Not seeing any real mechs here, but I wouldn't, would I? Because almost all the mech cards are banned. You could do charge characters. You could do weapons. A lot of different things. I want to look here at the crafting of the warrior cards. So Shield Slam here is the classic epic. Deal 1 damage for each armor you have. So that's your shield card that I'm missing, and it's the most important card in a shield deck, and that's probably why I've never played a shield deck. Well, that's not probably, it's exactly why. Blood Warriors, add a copy of each damage-friendly minion to your hand. In a rage deck, that would be great. I wish I had 400 dust to make it. And what is that? That is a Whisper of the Old Gods card. So that is a significant increase if we had it. Also damages the minion whoever it attacks next to whomever it attacks. Grand Tournament card, not that great. This one has a death rattle to return to your hand for 5 mana. It's a 2/2. I couldn't imagine ever playing that card actually. Seems too expensive for what it's giving you. If there was a 3 mana that was 1/1, I might play that. But to wait till the 5th turn to have a 2/2 weapon, so 5th turn, 6th turn, then it comes back to your hand, and 7th turn, 8th turn, and on the 8th turn you've only done a 16 damage. That's too little and too late. Actually, literally. Too little and too late. This one equips a random weapon. Obviously in a weapon deck you'd have him. This one has charge. In a charge deck you'd have him. And this one draws 3 cards. Any minions you draw go into the field. That would be a pretty good one regardless of what deck you're playing. There's too much flexibility in the warrior. It's a weird thing to say, but I've seen some very constricted strategies, or missed some very constricted strategies on all the other characters. For me to be able to look at the warrior and say, I see 4 or 5 different ways you could play the warrior is too many when there's probably only 3 that I could name off the top of my head ways to play the mage. Some of the other decks, there's only feels like 2 different ways you could play. It seems a little too broad. So I guess if you're a new player, I would say play the mage first, then move on to the warrior once you feel better and have more cards. Well, let's try out the standard play. Standard play. That over here, custom warrior. We have all 9 custom standard decks made. I've been going back and renaming everything something standard. Not that it really matters because they keep them separate anyways. They put the wilds at the end. So they're definitely trying to push you towards playing standard. Let's play now since they're pushing us towards that. Feels like the servers are finally starting to relax a little bit under all the excitement of the Whisper of the Old Gods section. So the Hearthstone deck tracker here is going to darken out any overlapping cards from the old warrior deck and add any new cards. So it will just get squished here. It's not how the program's supposed to work, but it's gonna do it because I haven't imported this new deck. Sadly, Hearthstone deck tracker does not automatically recognize when you're building new decks. You have to import them. That's why I have a tendency not to do a lot of tweaking or changing to my decks. But in all honesty, you shouldn't do that when you're playing Hearthstone anyways. You should make the best deck you can make. If you buy a bunch of other cards, then maybe at that point, or if there's a new expansion and you buy 100 decks like me, 100 packs like me, and have tons of new cards, that's a point to start a new deck. Otherwise, you just want to make tiny little iterative changes. Iterative. It's too late in the night to try and pronounce that. This one's going to activate all the other enrages, so I want to get this one out first and potentially this one out first.
Who you want me killed?
But I don't want to wait too long either.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
This one could do 5 and kill this one. And then that. Nope, he couldn't, so... We'll play this taunt one. And then attack.
Who you want me killed?
And then attack.
Job's done.
End the turn. Put a copy of a random minion from your opponent's deck into the battlefield. That's the worst one. Taunt again. Let's do this. This. Let's see. If I take 2 damage here, I can do that and that. So, how would this go? No, that won't work. Attack.
Who you want me
Attack
killed?
the face in the turn. That's my choice. So this one would, this is 12 damage to him, and this would be 5 damage. 12 and 5 gets me 17, it gets me 1 away from winning. If he doesn't kill any of these things, and I just play this guy.
I wield the power of black.
Alright. We gotta do this a little bit differently. Is this the right move? Or should I do this?
I have an axe to grind.
Attack here. This. And now the question is, do I want to kill this, which has 1 damage? Do I want to kill this, which would do 8 damage and kill this? Or do I want to kill this? I'm gonna kill this. Now he would have to use this to do this. This will do 3 damage to me. Not a big deal. Play this and then, well, play this and it will kill it actually. So. This guy, but then I can't do this. But that might be alright. Do this, and then this,
Job's
and
done.
that'll work. I think that should work. Seems like we're almost playing the same decks, but it doesn't make any sense that a priest would be playing what I'm doing. But he is playing enraged characters, and it's not making a lot of sense. Here we go. Five to the face.
Job's done.
Got him down to 11. Holy Nova.
Is paramount. Leave me alone.
Whirlwind, deal 1 damage to everybody. I don't see any reason to do that right now, so I'll just play this and end my turn. So this one has to attack this one can attack me, and I'll still be fine unless he can do 2 more damage. Which he probably should be able to. For all the cards in this hand. Let's see. This would do 1 damage, this would do 2 damage. I don't think 2 damage really does anything for me. Doesn't matter. I think I've got a victory here. Having 2 obsidian destroyers summoning these scabs has probably saved everything. Unless he killed both of these guys. Nope, he's figured a way around them and defeated me fair and square. Overall, I think I'm pretty happy with that warrior deck. Of the cards I played, nothing seems to be wrong with it. So I'll certainly have to play all these decks a lot more to figure out if there are a few cards that could be taken out and replaced, but I think the overall concept is good. The only 2 decks I've made up to this point that I think are possibly going to require me to just start from scratch are the 2 Cthulhu decks, which is really just, again, a horrible statement on what they were trying to achieve with the Whisper of the Old Gods, that their main card, the card that is so focused on by the expansion, is not really useful. But I think in a sneaky way that is what Blizzard was trying to achieve. They wanted to introduce standard and wild. They wanted standard play to be just some very basic gameplay without any tricks really. And so they introduced a expansion that had over 130 cards and then had about 30 of them not be useful in any real case. At least that's what it kind of feels like right now. And this is possibly paranoia when conspiracy theory, but I mean, it does feel like that. Until I see somebody actually play with a Cthulhu deck and consistently win, I kind of have the suspicion that it was It was a dud on purpose that they sold us a lemon for that expansion. Although the other cards that aren't centered around Cthulhu are adding something to the deck. That is definitely true. Adding something to the game and the decks. Anyways, that's it for this recording. One more recording for tonight. That will be Warrior Wild. It will be up in a few minutes. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.